In this chapter, we're going to talk about factoring trinomials. So let's example. So we're going to see the first example where the coefficient of x squared is 1. So we have x squared plus 7x plus 12. So this is a quadratic trinomial, and it can be factored into the product of two factors. Keep in mind, x squared can be factored into x times x. So the first thing, we're going to list the factors of 12. And then we're going to take the two that add up to 7. And therefore x squared plus 7x plus 12 can be factored into x plus 3 times x plus 4. Another example, we have a quadratic trinomial and the coefficient of x squared here is 1. So first we're going to list the factors of negative 24. Keep in mind the constant here is negative. And we're going to take the two that add up to 2. Therefore, our example can be factored into x minus 4 times x plus 6. First, we need to list the factors of negative 21, and we're going to take the two that add up to negative 4. Therefore, our example can be factored into t plus 3 times t minus 7. Factors of 32, take the two that add up to 12. Again, the factors of 24. So when I listed the factors of 24, I didn't find out the one that add to negative 10, so we need to list more factors. Now I can see the ones that add up to negative 10. Therefore, my example can be factored into x minus 4 times x minus 6. Here, the coefficient of x squared is negative 1, so we factor negative 1 outside. List the factors of negative 18, take the ones that add up to 3. Therefore, our example can be factored into negative 1 times x minus 3 times x plus 6. Now, if the coefficient of x squared is not 1, so we have an example where the coefficient of x squared is not 1, so we have 4x squared plus 13x minus 12. So first we're going to learn the first method, and there's so many methods. This is one of the methods. So we're going to begin by drawing the grid on the right. Then we're going to the components of my trinomial as such. We're going to list the factors. We're going to multiply 4 times negative 12, that's negative 48x squared. Then factors of negative 48, and we're looking for the factors that add up to 13. And we're going to list these factors as such. Now we need to fill the squares. And how did we fill the squares? We have x times 4x, 4x squared, negative 3 times 4, that's negative 12, x times negative 3, that's negative 3x, and 4x times x, that's 16x. Therefore, my example can be factored into x plus 4 times 4x minus 3. Another method, we have the coefficient of x squared is not 1. So first we're going to multiply 3 times 8, that's 24. Then we're going to list all the pairs that have a product of 24. We're going to take the ones that add up to 12. The temporary factors. And then we're going to divide them by 3. We're going to simplify whenever it's possible. And then we're going to move the denominator next to x. Therefore, 3x squared plus 14x plus 8 can be factored into 3x plus 2 times x plus 4. Another example, we're going to multiply 12. We're going to list the factors of 12. But there's none here that add up to 11. So therefore, this is a prime trinomial, cannot be factored. Another example, we're going to multiply 3 times 10, that's 30. We're going to list the factors of 30. We're going to take the 2 that add up to 11. We're going to list the temporary factors. And then we're going to divide the temporary factors by 3. We're going to simplify whenever it's possible. And then we're going to move the denominator next to x squared. So notice this is a special example because we have x to power 4. And still we can factor it into 3x squared plus 5 times x squared plus 2. Now here we're going to replace a minus 2 for x. We're going to substitute a minus 2 for x. So the following example will become 2x squared plus x minus 21. And this can be as now we're not done yet. We need to replace x for a minus 2. And that's the solution. Now difference of two squares.